It's Week 17 of the NFL, and our focus is on the Lions' sure-handed wide receiver, who's closing in on 1,000 yards receiving on the year. It's the Lions and the Seahawks, next on EA Sports.
It's the National Football League, presented by EA Sports. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gardner. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here come the Seahawks. Time for that offense and quarterback Russell Wilson to go to work.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
A man who played collegiately over in East Lansing, here's Ken Walker. And boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8. The numbers for Walker from last week's effort: 18 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a very nice winning streak that they're on, and they've really seen this offense come into its own as a unit. And one of the keys is that the ground game has been established, and it's keeping the defense honest near the line of scrimmage. Sometimes that leads to huge games for him. Other times, he plays a complementary role to someone else. But however it's getting done, they're winning week after week.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Back to Walker on 1st down. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. That is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. He can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
7 yards there and a 1st down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards. Now a 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
Now it's gone. Over the middle, complete. It's Johnson. 7 yards there and a 1st down. The Lions at 6 and 9 to start play. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought They played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the Seahawks will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So this is something we didn't see often this offense in a victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Wilson. Short throw to the tight end Thomas. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. In motion, the tight end. Now Wilson. Throw out wide to Walker. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. To throw again is Wilson. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 41.
For a team who came in there on a healthy winning streak, we're seeing some uncharacteristically bad play thus far. That streak is definitely in jeopardy. This offense keeps giving the ball away and can't mount a few drives of their own.
Offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
From the gun, here's Goff. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll take him down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was popped free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Yeah, we will get another look at Seattle's offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with...
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Lions. Touchdown. Well, pick 6 on the first play of the drive. And, Charles, we have our first points of the game, making it 6-0.
And while it's only 6 points in the first quarter, it certainly takes a lot of pressure off of them, doesn't it? They're in the lead. They have control. Now they just want to settle in and play their game and defend that advantage.
Now the try here for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead at 7-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Well, remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Step back, he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting it escape. And how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. So here come the Lions now as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you. Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here's Goff. He'll find Williams on the sling. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football. 2nd and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. Here's Goff. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. And that one too wide and incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt, and it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. And that one complete downfield to Cup. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by DJ Reed.
Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked them off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, why don't we look at the defense? They came in prepared, had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We've got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far. But if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talk about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Goff now looks to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnson. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. A shotgun snap for Goff. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Sharp move, but can't find much space. Dropped just inside the 20. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
At the Seahawks 19-yard line.
Play action. It's Goff.
That's to the tight end, Laporta.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards. 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. It's the fullback.
His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
He's got Thomas yet again complete. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll make it 2nd down. Play action. Now Wilson. Rolling to his left. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Seahawks first down.
They go play action now. Wilson. And now here's another interception.
It's Brian Branch with it. And the Lions are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
At their own 24. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. After the interception, here's Goff.
And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete.
Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one down.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Marking down at the 49. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Again, it's Johnson.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Second and a couple.
On the Seahawks 43-yard line.
Again, Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one's a first down.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he sidestepped one man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
St. Brown motioning left.
Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Out of the gun, Goff.
There's Laporta. He's got it. Touchdown Lions.
A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Lions take a 3-touchdown lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. That time a 9-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Pushing his way through, and he'll be stopped up at the 25. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this happens to be a possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 40-score deficit. And if they don't score here, That's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Dancing to his left. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Up the middle, it's Lynch. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Seahawks send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Lions will take over.
The Lions offense and Jared Goff set to take over once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances, and he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
So that potentially an important takeaway here in the second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
And Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
And now they start in plus territory following that turnover as they'll try to get some points here before halftime.
After the interception, here's Wilson.
He completes this to Walker.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Connecting with Kupp here on the out route.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It's a gain of 15. First down, Seahawks.
First down, Seahawks.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Throwing again here, Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Lynch. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Wilson.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Throwing is Wilson. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
Lucas Van Ness getting free there to bring him down. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
Partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Wilson.
This one goes underneath to Walker.
Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. And his kick here is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where it was the Vikings who were able to get the victory at home. Rondale Moore leading the way with 3 touchdown catches. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And it was the visiting Carolina Panthers who were victorious in that one. The Panthers needed a strong finish, and they got it, as the victory gets them to 11-5 with 1 week to go. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are at a point now where the end of the season can't come soon enough, as they fall to 1-15 with just 1 game remaining. The Lions got a very strong performance out of their quarterback, Jared Goff. He's got a touchdown through the air as his guys have raced out to a gigantic early lead. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Lions offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Just a gain of a couple there, and it will bring up second down.
At the 44-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. To the air again. Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
That's another Lions. First contact at the 18-yard line.
Goff now to throw. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. Second and 2. First down marker at the 8.
Second and 2 at the 10-yard line.
Here's Goff. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And the Lions are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass pass play that moves him all the way down to the 1.
First down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And they'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. But finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL. A complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
Oh, a heck of a move. Man. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4.
Broken tackle. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
41 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
And the Seahawks first down.
There's Wilson to throw.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson.
Throw out wide to Walker.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line.
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
Off play action. Here's Goff.
Throw left side, caught by the corner.
And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Here's Goff.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. St. Brown motioning left.
Here's Goff. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned.
And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And they get him down enough before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Goff and Williams hooking up there for a Lions first.
And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. So the completion good for 7 there and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at their 48-yard line.
Goff throwing again. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. From the 50, it's Goff.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Play action. It's Goff.
Again, it's Johnson.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Giving back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
Now it's Goff. And not able to get it that time. He hit on 6 straight passes. Not there. Second down. One back in the backfield. He'll get... Oh, he put it on the carpet. A fumble. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. This will go as an 11-yard loss there on 1st and goal.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. In motion right here comes Johnson. Goff now looking to throw. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. A 10-yard completion, but still now facing 3rd and goal. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now Goff on 3rd and goal. And he's got it. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Sam Laporta with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Lions go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Well, obviously, Charles, no more points were needed, but some teams just can't resist the urge to keep adding on, and they did just that here in the 4th quarter.
And we've certainly been on the call to see many teams do exactly that over the years, Brandon. Some to even more impressive degrees. In the end, it always comes back to there's still a defense out there, and it's still a game of NFL football. So if you don't like what's happening, it's up to you to get them stopped.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Now comes the Seattle offense. We take a peek at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC.
This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 4. Wilson. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
A gain of 12. First down, Seahawks.
To throw is Wilson. He finds Lynch. It's complete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Now 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 47-yard line.
Wilson. Open man right side is Cup, complete. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down.
First down, Seattle.
Now it's Wilson. That's complete. He's got Lynch out of the backfield. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 28-yard line.
Here's Wilson.
Short throw there, caught by Thomas.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra quick.
And my goodness, another interception. It's Brian Branch with it. And the Lions will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. With this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 39.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. He finds his man Johnson. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 70 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll take this down to the 33.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. In motion goes the tight end. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Now a 2nd and 2.
At the 18-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 11-yard line.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Goff.
And yet again, Goff is intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their head on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That was a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's going. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. Over the middle, it's Thomas. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. From the shotgun, Wilson.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And the Seahawks first down.
Again, Wilson. And Walker has it. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Here's Wilson. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
Here's Wilson to throw. And now here's another interception.
And the Lions are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to goal.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions.